Hey guys, welcome back to Warhammer 40k Rogue Trader. As I said in the last episode, I think we'll be going back to change up Cassia's build so that she's not failing the willpower test so much. And then we'll see, maybe Argenta needs a bit of a tuning up. Or maybe it's just that I've been playing her wrong, similar to how I was playing my sniper. But we'll see how that goes, and then, yeah. And we'll check out what's going on here and then head back to the void ship and then deal with level ups then. So let's take a look at this. Hopefully we'll succeed. Don't want to fail a 95%er.
I did it.
The empty shell of a demon engine. It was this creation, a horrifying mix of real space technologies and the deranged powers of the warp, that disrupted the ship's systems and twisted the tech priest's minds. Okay, so looks like they're all dead.
So
Nothing
shall it be.
else in this room. So I guess that's all. So we're heading out. Nothing over there, so okay. Let's get back on the ship and maybe continue exploring the Cronus Expanse. No resources. Okay. Actually, okay, contracts. This is what I was looking for. Profit factor +3. Plasteel. Let's complete this contract. Don't show completed quest. Xenotech and Promethium. 3 more profit factor. 3 more profit factor. Okay. Let's see if there's anything we have to deal with on the bridge. Okay. I think I will go through and skip some of the loading screens, because they do take a bit longer than I would like. But alright, here we're gonna see, where is it? My retinue and I are in need of training, and we will respec Cassia. It's free for now, although later on I think it ends up costing profit factor, so it might be a case of the first few are free, so we don't necessarily want to keep doing these things. But here we are. I'll level her up and then cut to when that's all done, and then have a little chat through about everything that I've picked so far. Back with you guys in a sec. Okay, so we're back. So we focused on getting willpower up. We're of course doing Law Warp, and then we're getting Perception, and then we've taken most of what was quite similar to what we had. I think she wasn't doing as well because I didn't quite focus on her willpower enough, and that's why she kept failing. So got Nocture of Purpose, Point of Curiosity, Perilous Ways, Eye of Oblivion, so all the standard stuff. And then in Grand, we changed to Grand Strategist because yeah, she always acts first in combat. Waking Nightmare, and then some Strange Vitality, so a bit of defense. Now we'll go on to Sniper. I took Death Whisper, so where's the 5 more direct damage? No. Deadly calculation. For every 10 damage dealt by an assassin's attack, that attack also deals direct damage. Imminent demise. Is this the... Deals direct damage to an enemy. That enemy suffers 1 stack of vulnerable, 5% more damage. Is it killing spree? Whenever that assassin hits an opening, the assassin's damage is increased by agility divided by 2% until the end of combat, and it stacks. Is create an opening, perfect opening. The assassin gains plus lethality % chance to deal plus 5% of target's max wounds for more damage to an opening. So let's get that perfect opening. Which there's also, I can't remember, there's one that improves the Death Whisper. I can't remember what. Every turn, the first use of an assassin ability costs 0, yes. Create an opening. If an enemy suffers a critical hit from one of the assassin's allies at the start of the assassin's turn, a new opening is created on that enemy on whichever side is closest to the assassin. I think ambush is quite nice. Is it Carmine Whisper? Yes, it is. So we could get that to boost our Death Whisper, and then we won't get perfect opening for a little while. But I think Carmine Whisper might be better. Or, well, I think maybe perfect opening might be better. It's chance to deal extra damage based off their max wounds, so that's should be fine. Heinrichs. There's that. Okay. Not really using Heinrich, so we'll just go defensive stance as well. Okay. Psi rating 1. And then we want... While the Vanguard has... Yeah. Then we'll take Enduring Shield. Just tank up. Pascal. Heightened concentration. Whenever the bounty hunter scores a critical hit, okay, they gain that. Whenever prey is killed, all enemies in a 10-cell radius around the prey have their agility reduced by that. Could be good. Share the spoils. Whenever an ally kills prey, the bounty hunter gains half of the bonuses granted by hunt down the prey. Bonus depends on the enemy difficulty tier. Whenever the bounty hunter kills a target marked as prey, they get a stackable bonus. Okay, well, pick and snare the prey. So see if we can find there's anything that boosts that. Whenever the bounty hunter kills prey whose difficulty is 4 or higher, the bounty hunter gains 2 AP. Okay. Cut to the chase. We got him. They gain plus 2 MP for each ally who is adjacent to prey. Okay, that's a crit one. Mounts. Savor the kill. Whenever prey that is not being trailed is killed by an enemy, by an ally, bounty hunter gains an extra turn, and he can't attack during that turn. Okay, that's fine. Hunter's ambush. The bounty hunter performs a signal shot attack on an immobilized or stunned target. This attack refunds its cost. It does not count for the attack. Okay. Pierce and ruin, trail and shatter, claim and maim. Probably should have picked like one of those. There's nothing that improves the ensnare the prey. let's just go inspiring trophy then. That's fine. We might come back and redo Pascal later on. Okay. Diversion zone. Argenta. Always ready. Let's take that. And Abelard will get... You get Grenadier? He did, okay. I took Grenadier for him, but... Which is fine, but I'll take Enduring Shield here. Bit more parry and armor. And we should be good. I don't think we're changing any of the gear. Everything I think is the same. Okay. Let's keep going. And let's go back to... Yeah, it looks like we've explored everything. Explored. Oh, should be explored, right? Yeah, it's explored. That's fine. Alright. Let's head out to the big map. Okay, that load screen didn't take too long, so that wasn't too bad. Furibundus. Can we chart new routes? From here? Ooh, it's a dangerous one. Okay. I think what I want to do is I want to go back to the Furibundus system, and we're going to actually try and find Jay Haydari and get her on board. So let's go here. Route is unsafe. Permission to report, Lord Captain. I keep receiving messages about strange behaviors in certain ship systems. All decks report the uncontrollable opening and closing of doors, gates, and airlocks. They behave erratically and do not obey the operator's commands. Regrettably, this has led to casualties among the crew. The text priests have explained that these phenomena are being caused by the machine spirit's irascibility and have spent hours chanting litanies to soothe their anger. Unfortunately, many crew members were badly injured before the press could stabilize the systems. Okay. Visit. That is a bit of a worry. Let's go back to the bridge. We'll see if we can talk to someone about this. Maybe it's the tech priest. I think Alcat has a managing... They tended to do events like this where you have to manage your base of operations, and if you don't take care of them, sometimes they can end up causing other issues later on, so might have to deal with this now. And because, you know, if we end up going onto the planet's surface at some point, and like the derelict void ship, it might take, you know, 1 to 2 hours, and I'll end up forgetting. So let's have a chat. It's not here. Let's see. I wonder if it is even an event. We'll have to talk to Pascal. Strange messages have been appearing in the ship's logs. What do you know about this error?
This statement is true. Algorithmic violations have been recorded, as a result of which I twice performed an offering to the cogitators of corrective data vows and ruled out the possibility of sabotage. I hypothesize that the violation is a consequence of the discontent of the ship's machine spirits. I recommend a procedure of placation of the honored spirits for the glory of the Omnissiah and the steel angels sent by him.
Okay, not sure how I would do that, but let's have a chat with Pascal anyway.
The request is approved. I have no outright restrictions on disclosing this information.
Where are you from?
Information about my origins is worthless. I belong to the priesthood of explorators and came to the Coronis Expanse over 200 years ago. Any events preceding that moment are insignificant.
How did you end up in the Coronis Expanse?
I was honored to become a member of the Explorator Cognizance Fleet. When the Adeptus Mechanicus summoned the faithful for an exploratory venture into the depths of the Coronis Expanse, I joined the fleet in fulfillment of my sacred vows of comprehension.
Why are you not with the fleet then?
After I betrayed Archmagus Amonat, the fleet conclave directed me to the orbital station, Alter Templum Calixus EXT-17, for penance. This venerable temple station was founded in the early years of our expansion into the Coronis Expanse. It is currently a rear observation post of the Cognizance Fleet in orbit around the star Furibundus. The sacred fraternity of explorers. The Cult Mechanica sends us out to the frontiers of the known sectors as researchers and conquerors. We are the warriors of the Code, who return to the lost worlds and devote themselves to recovering the lost ancient knowledge. Explorators are granted the privilege of being more independent than many of our tech comrades. However, it has earned us a reputation as unstable and poorly controlled troublemakers whose unorthodox views are dangerously close to apostasy.
Okay, we can stop there.
Acknowledged. May your labors be effective and fruitful.
Okay. Journal, Secrets of the Cult. There is this. Inspect the fuel lever on the ship's bridge. Okay. Activate this control panel. Well, let's save it here first. Fuel system analysis in progress. Status diagnosing result. No failures. Okay. Calibrate the ship's Vox system. The ship's Vox system is in need of thorough calibration. Meet with the Vox Master on the bridge to discuss the matter, okay? We've dealt with that. What about the weird logs and everything else? How do we deal with that? Or is this part of this quest? Doesn't look like there's anything else, so it may be the case that walking through this quest and completing it is how we sort out those issues. Hopefully. My personal log states that the ship's Vox system is malfunctioning. Can you explain? Lord Captain, the Vox system is functioning as expected and no communication problems have been reported by any of the crew. Please allow me to check the system's calibration settings in your presence to alleviate any concerns you may have about its performance. The Vox Master's thin fingers dart between hundreds of wires and cables on the control panel, flipping switches and turning dials. She issues commands and methodically checks the lines of communication with the crew on every deck. At last, accompanied by the sound of static, the crackling of the vox, and the flickering of signaling lights, the dance of her hands concludes. All finished, Lord Captain. No issues detected. The system is working as expected. She studies your face as she awaits your response. Thank you for your service, Mistress Ptolemy. Lord Captain. She offers an unusually deep bow, likely using it to mask her confusion. Okay, well, there's something clearly going on here. Is it the Forgotten Twins star system? Okay. Alright, so let's go back to Footfall. Atrium Rot. Void Alpha Row. On the hunt for knowledge. Shadow Quarters. Leisure's Residence Atrium. Void Alpha Row Shadow Quarters. Let's go to the Shadow Quarters. Yep, this is our party. And because I'm not really interested in playing with a Psyker for this particular run, I'll probably switch out Adira. And I think Jay Haydari is meant to be an officer, so it'll be good to have her pop in and be a more officer buff focused sort of character. And yeah, we'll see how that plays out. Because Cassia's, it's fun to play Cassia with all her navigator powers. So we need someone else to focus in more on the officer abilities and leadership stuff, so that'll be Jay, I think. Okay, Rogue Trader, I would like to remind you about Reverend Hieronymus's request. He asked us to search for a potential cultist den in Footfall's Shadow Quarters. Remind me, what was it that Reverend Hieronymus wanted up from us? He told us to look for sun symbols inscribed in blue and gold. Hieronymus's congregation suspects certain suspicious individuals of heresy, and rumor has it that this is how they mark their hideout. You seem weighed down by something. What? No. Argenta shakes her head and rubs her temples tightly. Apologies, Road Trader. Being here on Footfall is difficult for me. It's a minor personal weakness, but I'm as ready to fight as ever. It will have no effect on my combat skills. If something is troubling you, tell me. Perhaps I can help. Argenta shoots you a wary look. I suppose I could share it with you, but the tale will be long and I will have to start from the beginning. I wasn't born in the Expanse. I was sent here to be a guardian of a reliquary on Footfall, but my ship became caught in a warp anomaly, and although it lasted only days for those on board, decades had flown by in real space. When at last I arrived on Footfall, it felt like I had been erased from time. No one was waiting for me on this side of the moor. The people who were supposed to greet me, who knew about my imminent arrival, had died. The reliquary that should have been mine to safeguard and had instead been taken under the protection of Reverend Hieronymus and his brethren. They were more than up to the task, then had no need of my help. Footfall became my cage. I didn't know who I was or what purpose I had here. The way back to Calixus seemed like another trap. Even if I were to find a ship headed there, my sector, my order, they too would have lived decades without me by that point. Whenever I'm reminded of those months spent on Footfall, it feels like I'm falling into a pit. Hope the rumors of cultists turn out to be true. I can't wait to prove with my bolter that the world and the Imperium need me. How and why did your stay on Footfall come to an end? Something must have changed. Yes, a sign, almost a portent, showed me the right path, but it's not something I can speak of like this on the street in this den of malice. Let us be on our way. All I'll say is that on Footfall, I met Lady Theodora and joined her. And that was the end of my languishing in this place. You know Footfall better than me. Do you think the rumors of heretics are true? There was a time when I'd have said it was likely a fabrication. One can say many things about the Casbalica mission and the other shady operators on Footfall, but even those thugs are loyal to the Emperor. And so they mercilessly exterminate outright heretics in their territory. But now, heretics have launched an open attack on a rogue trader's ship. A member of your dynasty, Kunrad Voigtveer, has turned out to be one of them. And Footfall itself is sinking deeper and deeper into madness. In these times of strife, I'm willing to believe in heretics who openly perform their dark rituals and brazenly mark their dens with sacrilegious symbols. We must keep going. Okay. Is this what was found? Stooge, Argenta, Rising Sun symbol. Seems oddly repulsive, even sinister. Okay. Here's strange breathing full of poison and disease masquerading as prayer. Okay. Eddie K. Okay, that's all the way down there. We can't reach that. It wasn't time that destroyed these tiles. They were definitely pried out with purpose and diligence. Okay. More. Another leaflet. Let's save it here. This fake door is connected to a mine trigger. Alright. Goods again. Probably another leaflet. Yep. Let's take it. We're just taking everything at the moment. Who holds a flamer like that, you idiot? We're almost refueled here. We'll show you how it's done. Okay. I'm just not feeling it anymore, that's all. The guy's pretty much a cinder now. It was a lot more fun when he was alive and thrashing about. Okay.
Say no more.
Ember. And the fire starter. And the thug. Let's not go down this area yet. I think surely that Amaseka's bar or whatever is somewhere here. Okay, we have to keep going, I suppose. Loot. Okay, another rising sun symbol.
The world is full of colors I have never seen before.
What is happening here? I actually assume the Amaseka's place is here, but I don't actually know for sure. So, might be a bit of walking around before we find the place.
The light of terror shines for us.
Okay, more leaflets. Another symbol. Stuff. Rising sun symbol. %. Nice.
This explorator is blessed with multifunctionality.
Okay. So these Anvil guys are over here. Arsonists. I'll come back to them later. Where is... Yeah, let's try and clear this rubble. Okay, get goods. Grenadier's gloves. Okay. Clearly not up here.
Quiet.
So
They're trying to tell me something.
okay. Not sure what's going on here. What is that? Is that on a lower level? This has to be on a lower level.
I'll guide your vessel and lead you on your way.
Ah, there it is. Adeptus Amicecus. Okay. Bit of lore. And down in this filthy sign. Okay. Before you is a compartment of a massive void ship, adapted into a living space. From inside the building, the clinking of glasses and numerous voices can be heard. Let's go in, I suppose.
Something ominous lurks ahead.
The Martyr's Endurance. Tech use.
The machine god grants me insight.
Under the floor you can see the remains of the void ship's life support system. It seems that whoever dismantled the vessel decided to just leave it in place. Okay. Goods. Right. Okay. More goods over here. Save it. Medicaid. Really? Failed. Okay. Fine. Awareness. Gorde Skatov. Who's this guy? The flabby man in worn clothes is sighing sadly over a glass of murky booze. Only when he looks up at you do you notice his eyes, large, piercing, and full of sorrow. A stark contrast to his unkempt appearance. Could it be that someone actually wishes to keep me company? Allow me to introduce myself. Gorde Skatov, architectural historian. You look deeply despondent over something. What happened? Here I go again, pouring my heart out to have you disappear in 10 minutes, just like everyone else before you. But alright, here is the story of Gorde Skatov, the unluckiest historian in the Imperium. I was born 2 sectors away from here. My family was quite influential, which allowed me to dedicate myself to my great passion, the history of Imperium architecture. I spent a number of years studying every scholarly work there was to find on this art, and then once I had inherited my family's fortune, I traveled and documented the development of architectural thought on different worlds. Until one day, oh that accursed and blessed day, until one day I came into possession of something quite special. Gorde pulls what looks like a book or an album with a homemade leather cover out of his bag. Both the pages and the book and the binding look well worn. Here it is, my undoing. This is an authentic booklet titled Dwayne's Design, one of the thousands that were printed centuries ago in the times of Footfall's construction. What a curious read. Please tell us more. As Cassia takes a shy step forward, Gorde smiles and shows her some of the faded pages. Footfall's founder, Lord Parsimus, was obsessed with his creation's grand future. This booklet describes in detail what Footfall was meant to become upon its completion. Dozens of asteroids turned into glorious palaces and temples, massive bridges spanning the void itself, and the marvelous flying buttresses. The archivolts of the exterior arches, the elegant arrangement of balusters, and the interior, proliferous 10 stories tall and more than a kilometer long, cyclopean light tubes that catch the light of Furibundus and use it to brighten the halls in the hearts of the asteroids, stained glass windows and mosaics, bas-reliefs and statues. Engrossed in his own description, Gordes stands up and starts tracing the outlines of arches and galleries with his hand. Idira blinks sleepily, barely suppresses a yawn and starts looking around with a bored expression. Keep listening. Emerging from his reverie, he catches himself, blushes slightly and loudly flops back onto his seat. I apologize, I got carried away, but you must understand how deep an impression this booklet left on me when my young self picked it up. I simply couldn't think about anything other than Footfall. I was ready to give my life just to see this incredible station. And of course, no matter how hard my friends and loved ones tried to dissuade me, I still gathered all my savings and set out on a journey. It is no easy feat to cross 2 sectors, especially for a common citizen, albeit one who has some resources at his disposal. I had to change one ship after another, at times being forced to stay on transfer worlds waiting for a vessel headed in the right direction, or for warp disturbances to subside. The voyage took me a total of 107 years. In real space-time, of course. For me it was much less than that, somewhere in the neighborhood of 30 or 35. And then, after all those years, having spent all of my savings, I reached my dream. And what did I see? A dump in the place of the exquisite portico, metal anthills clinging to the columns, the marble tiles pilfered by paupers to use as cladding for their hovels. It's been a dozen years since I came here and I still haven't recovered from the shock. I'd suspected that not everything from the booklet would exist in reality, but I never expected to see Footfall in such a sorry state. It is like stumbling upon the horrible decomposing corpse of your beautiful beloved. The warp, like a shameless thief, is guilty of stealing the short span allotted to his servants. But what sense is there in spending half your life on such an enterprise only to then lose your spirit and waste the remaining half on nothing at all? So then ink and paper too can lie and cause pain. Does this mean that all I have ever read about will one day disappoint me with the ugliness of reality? But you're an architectural historian. Is what happened to Footfall not part of its history? Gordes strokes his goatee in thought. Yes, Footfall's current appearance, slums fused together with the remains of majestic palaces, is a unique phenomenon. It would be curious to observe if other places have taken after it, thereby solidifying it as a new style of architecture, or if it still remains a local oddity. My word, you certainly know how to provide an unexpected perspective on things. Be that as it may, I just want to say thank you for hearing me out. Over the dozen years I've spent on Footfall, not one person has hung around long enough to listen to my story to the end. It's such a delight to have shared everything that's been weighing on my mind. I'm poor as a church mouse, but I still have something to offer you as a token of my appreciation. After studying the booklet thoroughly, I discovered something interesting. A ciphered message scattered throughout its pages, taking the form of a riddle. It describes certain places of interest on Footfall. I believe it is the work of the booklet's creators. What if these riddles lead to something, a wondrous discovery? I will gladly share what I've been able to learn with you. Riddles? A flash of burning, almost childish curiosity brightens Cassia's austere countenance. Have you not tried to make this wondrous discovery for yourself? I have, of course, but I'm an old man who is blind in one eye and can barely move his legs. I never found anything, but that doesn't mean there's nothing to find. Tell me about the places these riddles lead to. The first location from the riddles isn't far from here. It's a bridge that was supposed to go through the center of this district and into the void toward the neighboring asteroid. Only a couple of its spans were built, and even those lie in ruins. Still, if the cache survived after all those years, it is there somewhere. The second location is the Lantern of the Great Cathedral. A lantern is a small tower on top of a dome. You've seen Footfall's atrium, haven't you? The whole atrium is just the nave of the former little cathedral. The Liege's entire so-called palace would have fit inside what was meant to be naught but a single room. The great cathedral, had it been built, would have been even bigger, but alas, its construction was just getting underway when Dwayne died and the work stopped. The lantern from its dome, however, had already been built and survived. It was brought inside the atrium and dubbed the Chapel of St. Drusus the Warrior. And that's all I know. I wish you luck in your search. I must take my leave. Good luck to you. Okay, interesting.
Executing request.
Okay.
Rough day. You have no idea.
I just might. That's the second bottle you've downed.
Jai Hidari. Falco sends his regards.
And what does that unholy scion of a Grox and a Brahan want from me this time? Oh, wait, I don't really care. My sole plans for tonight are drowning my grief in a sea of Amasak.
We'll give you grief, all right. Get out!
Don't think so, Ashma. And tell Falco to come himself next time.
Hidari, I am tired of your mess. Out! Get some sleep. We'll talk about settling up later.
Okti Shireen, light of my eyes. Can't you see my soul is full of sadness? Have you no heart at all? Let go of your material concerns and let me grieve in peace. Have we met somewhere before?
The woman looks at you with the glassy eyes of a drunk, and you notice the 2 empty bottles that had been keeping her company before you arrived. She looked completely out of place in this dingy, smoky bar. Fancy attire, the abundance of jewelry, the implants plated with precious metals. Her appearance not only screams wealth, but also audacity, for only an audacious person would flaunt their wealth in a place like this.
Greetings, Shireen. With whom do I have the honor of speaking?
Call me Stooge.
Well then, here's to our meeting. It doesn't take a genius to figure out that you're someone special, since you've been granted an audience with the Liege of Footfall himself. It's always a pleasure to make the acquaintance of someone powerful. And the timing couldn't be better.
So she does actually remember us.
Jai Hidari at your service. Professional trader, shrewd commercial broker, and, may he steal my tongue if I'm lying, the most honest dealer on Footfall. Nonetheless, we all have our problems, and at times even one's many merits aren't enough to solve them. Perhaps it would be no trouble for a person your kind of power and standing to assist someone with my kind of predicament.
What do you need help with?
You see, Shireen, there's one cardinal rule on Footfall. Anything goes as long as it doesn't get in the way of business. I'm someone who's been able to exploit that rule to the fullest. And in recent years, I've hit it so big, I've become a speck of sand in someone's green eye. They used to throw small wrenches into my dealings here and there. Well, now they've decided to really put their backs into it. Some rats stolen my cargo and dragged it off to the seediest part of the Shadow Quarters. A crummy place even for connoisseurs of Footfall's unique atmosphere. When I asked the Liege for protection, we had a mutual misunderstanding. I believe Vladimir, in a most lamentable fashion, has forgotten his duties as guardian of the downtrodden and wronged. So I'm in desperate need of a new one. And you, Shireen, fit the bill perfectly. All I need is for you to drop by one dark corner of Footfall's Shadow Quarters and pound it into the thieves' heads that taking Hidari's property carries certain risks.
Jay appears to be a serious operator on Footfall. The Liege's refusal to help means the loss of a potential ally, so Jay is encroaching on his turf. If Vladimir is not responsible for the disappearance of Jay's cargo, he will certainly benefit greatly from it. I suspect that Vladimir wants to keep the cargo out of your hands, and I want to put him in his place. If the Liege is neglecting his duties, I shall become your patron. I wish to ask you a few questions before I decide.
Ask as many as you wish, Shireen. Trust is the key to a successful endeavor.
What kind of cargo was stolen from you?
Goods of incredible rarity, Shireen. But it's not just that. 24 of my people lost their lives in the impenetrable emptiness of the void to acquire them. I cannot leave their families with nothing.
Ordinary smugglers do not dress so ostentatiously or behave so brazenly, and they are unlikely to spoil the mood of the Liege of Footfall with their mere appearance. This woman lost many people to obtain these rarest of goods, and to get them back, she turned to Vladimir Takara, the patron of all cold trade in the Expanse. Her cargo can be nothing other than Xeno artifacts, creations of the enemies of humanity branded with heresy. Are you asking an upstanding citizen to be party to the trafficking of Xeno artifacts?
I thought we were on the same page from the start, Shireen. Please accept my sincerest apologies if that is not the case, and allow me to explain myself. If I had told you directly, you would have become, shall we say, complicit. But since those illicit words did not escape my lips, you would hypothetically be agreeing merely to help me recapture a few containers. And if the Aji suddenly decided to thwart our plans, then all the Void Dogs would be unleashed on me alone. My sincerest wish was to protect you from any unnecessary trouble, Shireen. I swear, by the Exalted One.
What can you offer in terms of payment?
A fair deal, Shireen. If your heart desires, we'll split the recovered cargo 50-50. That will be fair. But if goods of incredible rarity do not interest you, then I'll make it worth your while with some bonds equal in value to a couple of full holds. Of course, I am aware that my personal means cannot compare to yours, Shireen, so I do not hope to impress you with money. But I can offer something else. My boundless knowledge. Surely you will appreciate the services of an expert on trading operations. Where I'm from, they call this kind of deal wisdom selling.
I'm starting to like her.
So far you've shown me nothing but bluster. Prove your usefulness now.
You truly know how to do business, Shireen. You demand payment before giving an answer because you're aware of the weakness of my position. I respect that. And I don't know if it's the alcohol talking or just a feeling I have, but I want to take that risk with you. True jewels are meant to be held in the hands of the worthiest, Shireen. Please, accept this humble gift.
Alright, I'll help you.
May the Exalted One bless you and your progeny. Then here's what we'll do. We shouldn't be seen together before we make it to the safe house. I'll head there first. I'll take my own special route so I won't be spotted.
Pain blocker. Sharp shot stimulant. 70% hit chance. Reduces dodge by 70% for 1 round.
Right. Here. That's where those ash mags are keeping the stolen cargo. Out the bar, over the bridge, and to the left. There in the depths you'll find a small courtyard, through which you can get to the place. I'll be waiting nearby. You can come when it suits you, but the sooner you do, the better. I'll see you then, Shireen.
Okay. Save it here. Burly woman with a wealth of fiery hair is in the process of tinkering with some unknown device that is clinking melodiously. She has a rough-looking implant in place of her lower jaw. As you approach, the implant begins to move as if independently of the rest of her face. Welcome to the Adeptus Amasecus, sir. What can Octaviana get you? Amasec? Hello? Something more interesting? It can't be. Are you Sister Argenta? The Sister Argenta? The one who has the worst scum on Footfall shaking in their boots? The whole station is talking about you, and here you are in the flesh in our humble Amasekis. No more, I seek retribution against transgressors, not glory for myself. Despite her words, you catch a glint in Argenta's eyes. You can tell she's enjoying this enraptured attention. No doubt you've picked up a lot of local knowledge working in a place like this. Do you know anything about the Anvers gang? Maybe I do know something, but let's not shout about it to the whole bar, right? I'll be here long after you walk out of this bar, and the Anvers respect no agreements, laws, or other gangs. You look at them the wrong way and you're dead. Anyway, to the point, those Anvers are scum among scum. The most unhinged goons you can find on Footfall, and even other unhinged goons want nothing to do with them. They have no hierarchy, no territory, nothing, only a nameless leader who most of the Anvers haven't seen once. This leader sends them leaflets with inspiring messages. Followers are recruited by other followers. The Liege tried to bring them into line, but it's like this. You clear out one group, and in the meantime, 5 more spring up somewhere. Like I said, no one knows who their leader is or where this leader operates from, but here's what I've noticed. The most recent Anvil leaflets, the ones so fresh you can smell the ink off them, always show up in the same area on the big slum asteroid. Let me show you where it is real quick. Right around here. I'm positive they're printing their little poems somewhere in this area. Give me the latest. How are things here on Footfall? I'll be going. Okay, so we have some quests to take care of. In order to recruit Jay, we're going to have to go and help her with recovering her stolen cargo. Let's see what else is in here. Okay. Someone just committed suicide. The upholstery of the dirty sofa moves slightly. Soft hissing can be distinctly heard from the depths of the furniture. Master crafted power ball. Okay. I wonder what's underneath that thing. Riser. Yeah, I think this is a good place to stop. And we finally met Jay. And we obviously have to go and help her recover the stolen cargo, which we'll do in the next episode. But yeah, I think things are progressing nicely. We'll probably explore the rest of this Adeptus Amasekis place at the start of the next episode before we actually head over to help Jay out with her cargo. And we're probably going to talk to Riza, because I think I remember there was a quest where we had to talk to whoever this is, whatever kind of person this is. So that's what we'll find out in the next episode, and then we'll continue on from there. Thanks a lot for watching. See you in the next